All right, folks, so I'll see if I can kind of narrate this. Today is June the 3rd, 2025, and I thought that I thought I had audio going on, and apparently I didn't. So what I'm doing today is I'm working on a fair value gap. It's for one of the Discord members, but we're trying to find, so I already made the fair value gap that was for the bullish version, and we had mid prices amongst it. So essentially there was an intra line, or an intra box line that would give you the amount of retracement that you're looking for. So if you're looking for a 50% or a 60% retracement, it would give you the price level at which that occurred, right? You see that line there? All right, so in this, I think that this is the bullish version, but I'm changing the color there, right? So I don't trade fair value gap, so I don't know bullish bearish. But at any route, you can still get this. You can still get this indicator on the Discord. But I changed it to blue there. We'll be making the red version, the bearish version, here in just a moment. So I've got about 100 lines of code there. I'm pretty much just going to take all this code and we're going to switch it over to a bearish version of a fair value gap. So we got to start with the once block, doing some instantiations and some initializations of some of these vectors and rectangles, these objects, and then I'm just kind of putting a placeholder here for these variables, and now I'll move that up to the top a little bit later. But once I kind of get my hands around exactly what I'm doing, I've got two main methods. One method is to draw the fair value gap, and the other method is to draw the extensions. And then, of course, they only continue to extend if the price, so for a bullish fair value gap, that it will continue to extend as long as the price, the low, is above the fair value gap high. And then for a bearish version, the high of the candle has to be below the low of the fair value gap box, or the fair value gap. But at any rate, it took quite a bit of working through, but I'll let you just kind of, I've got this in a 3 times speed or something like that. I'll speed it up here a little bit more in just a second. And then I finally got the audio figured out, so I will then let you listen to my narration as I finish the rest of the process. Okay, all right, but yeah, well, you've only got about another 4 minutes of silence, so just enjoy the silence. And then at around the 10-minute mark, you can hear the audio pick back up, or you can fast forward to that. All right, I'll catch you there. All right, guys, you gotta forgive me. I redid my computer, redid my workstation over the last day or two, and so I went through hiding all of my wires, and in doing so, I unplugged everything, and so I think in doing that, I had to reset up my microphone to this to the sound. And so I thought I was talking the whole time, didn't do a mic check, so there we go. Anyway, all that stuff that I just did, you wouldn't have been very interested anyway because it was just very, very in depth. But this is a good nugget of information that you might want to know. So again, when I tried to verify, I went to verify here, and then you see that it was expecting the word end at the end of the file. So if you have that kind of issue when you have all of these begin end blocks, at least in TradeStation, because it doesn't have some of the other kind of fall-safe measures as other programming languages. One of the things that you can do is you can come over here to, it's not project, it's outline, and then you can start in your outline and you can click on these different areas. So you got inputs, you can see your variables, you can see what's in this method, what's in this method. So what I'm doing is I'm just going through and I am checking to see what's in these begin end blocks. Now, when I click this method here, it should pop up this entire, it should highlight this entire method. But when I hit parameter list, I don't think it should highlight this entire thing. It should just do just this variable here. This is variable list. Int IDX rectangle, DT point, trend line, temp line, begin. Did I do something here? Variable, that, comma, that. Vector, midlines, comma, that, comma, vector, comma, that, comma, bearish, rectangle, and then yeah, so return type void, it is int z int. Okay, so we have this. All right, got that. Okay, and then we go down here to begin. Okay, begin highlights everything in this begin end block, and then we open up this one, expand that, and this one highlights everything in this extend today's gap only. Click that, and it highlights everything in this switch block, which that looks fine. Open this one, highlights everything in this first case. That looks fine. 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 Okay, I'm not, I mean, all this looks okay. Everything has got its begin end, right? Begin end else. All right, let's check out this one. Begin end. Begin end. Case. Begin end. Inside of that, we got a begin end. Begin end. And begin end. That once block. All right, this is going to take a lot more sleuthing than I thought I might have to do. That's unfortunate because this is a This is a something else. Wow. Oh my God. All right. Coffee isn't strong enough to figure this out. All right, so what I'm gonna do, in that case, you see all these look fine, but I'm still getting an error. So what I can do is I can go in and I can highlight this. I can highlight this block here, and I'm just going to use my shortcut. I'm going to comment it out. Now I hit verify. Now when I hit verify, the exception of this, and this, no errors, okay? So that being said, process of elimination, very easy there. It says that my issue appears to be in this block and this method. You know what? And I think it's right here, which is weird because I did a whole switch here. Yep, that's where it is. I didn't have another end here, which is what, do you see that? You see that? I have a method here. I have, for your method, you have to have a begin and an end at the bottom. And then I have this switch. And so I'm switching this Z int, and then I should have a begin and an end. Well, this case here, ends here. This default should be the last line of my case switch. So I should have an end right here, but I don't. And how come when I hit, oh, did I not open this one up? Okay, let's open this one up. Okay, wait a minute. Open that one up. Begin, end. This begin. Ha. See, I didn't come down and I didn't do them all. I think I was getting impatient, right? But you see, when I click on all these, it gives me the whole highlighted, block. But then when I come to this one, when I hit begin, it only gives me begin. So it's obviously saying that this one doesn't have an end, which is here because I found it out by myself, and I think that's important. The computer is great, and I don't know, that's a soapbox of its own. The computer's great, but if you don't have some capacity to work through problems yourself, then again, the computer is a tool. At least in today's age, 2025, it's a tool. Now, there may be a time very soon where it's no longer a tool and it replaces us humans, our minds, yada yada. But right now, it's a tool, and so you can use it to its fullest capability. But if you don't have some type of user input, then it's going to be limited. So anyway, hit verify. Now no errors. Now I do have an error here. There's an object reference not to instance of an object. Let's go here to fair value gap bullish. I think I have an idea of what it might be saying. Let's see. If bullish box exists and the count is greater than 0, then extend box, but we want to extend it with 1. We don't want to extend it with 0. Okay. All right, where was our error at? Let's open it back up. So our error is in the draw gap. You see that? This is our main, the name of the main program, fair value gaps bullish. But where we have the error is in the method, fair value gap, God almighty, fair value gaps bullish, draw gap. Okay. All right, so it's in the draw gap one. Our error is here somewhere. Okay. So if it's case 1, we sent in an int. If it's case 1, then we want to do this stuff. This case 0, bearish, we want to do this stuff. I got a funny feeling. Let's try this. So I'm going to, instead of drawing a bullish gap, no, our bullish gap should be fine because that's the one that we started with. Instead of drawing a bearish gap, we're going to comment that out. We'll come over here, we restart it. All right, so everything seems fine, right? So it's drawing the bullish fair value gaps, which is this here. When it tries to draw the bearish fair value gaps here, it doesn't. There's something going on wrong. So we're putting in a 0 there. That should be the bearish fair value gap. That should be this case 0 here. So if that's the case, then we need to be looking to see why bearish box equals, oh, maybe it's because we hadn't instantiated bearish box. Well, I guess we initialized and instantiated all here. And when we're talking about objects not being reference to object not existing, then we're talking about this. This is an object. So here we're instantiating bearish box. So everything that falls under this should at least have a reference to bearish box. Bearish box, bearish box. Bearish box. From name. Bullish box. Color. Could be bullish box color. It hasn't been set up yet. But this is a string though. So the color dot from name, this is a string. So this might look like an object, but it's not. It's a string, and then this is just a color. So bearish box, the bear gaps. Oh, see here we had the vector V bull gaps that we're putting all of our bullish fair value gaps into. We didn't do one for the V bear gaps. All right, so that should have been an obvious one. We missed it. All right, so I plot midline, then V midlines equals new vector. So we need to do two things here. So one, we can go ahead and do V bear gaps equals new vector. And I'm running out of time here, but I'm 43 minutes into this. I knew it was going to be every bit this amount of time, and I think that's what I was saying earlier when you guys couldn't hear me, is that this is a program that Richard D wanted me to make the bearish version for, and you see how long it's taken me to do and how complex it is. Like I said, putting it together the first time is not that big a deal, but you need to make sure that you work out the kinks and the bugs and that kind of thing. But when you then go back and you try to modify your program, it can make it a lot more complex to do it, to almost redo it or copy and paste. There's a lot of errors that can be had in copy and pasting. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're going to do a program, you might want to program in your alternatives and your modifications as you go, because coming back and doing it is a little bit, it's a little bit to it. All right, let's see. Value gaps. If I plot midline, then V midlines equals new vector. V bear midlines equals new vector. New colors. New color from name. I mid color. Okay. All right, let's verify that. Okay. Then come over here. Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and uncomment this out. Verify it again. All right. So no errors now. Okay, so now the only other thing that we'll do is, because we have all of them being the same color, we need to make sure that the color for the bearish candles, bearish fair value gaps are a different color. So we're going to have a color for, I mean, obviously you can do, I mean, you can make a new I really don't want to do it all. So I'm just going to do a couple of them. And again, this isn't something that I trade. So if anybody wants to take this program and modify it to their liking, then have at it. But I'm just going to do this 1 or 2 things, and then you guys can have the program. I'll upload it to the Discord. All right, so we're just going to change going to allow for the color here. Going to allow for you to change that for the bullish, for the bearish fair value gaps. So we're going to copy this up. We're going to copy this over here, paste it, and then the bullish will let the initial value be blue, and then we'll make this the bearish, because this will come first in the sequence. We'll make that be red, and then we'll verify. All right, so now we just come over here and we make sure that we'll double click on this, modify it, yes. Come over here, the bearish box color will be red, the bullish will be blue. All right, now, why did we, let's see, when we draw our boxes, if it's case 0, that's the bearish version, then we're going to use what color? T.color, fill.color, from color name, bearish. Verify. Okay, boom, there you go. All right, so everybody, this is it. I ran over on my time. I'm running into family time now. No bueno. No bueno. All right, so I'm out of here. Here's your updated fair value gaps for your bullish conditions and your bearish conditions. You've got midlines that go through them. Again, these midlines, they can be turned on or off. The color of them can be changed. The transparency of them can be changed. And this, I think this is what, what is that there? I think this is what, this is an anomaly. What is this? Now, okay, so now I do want to come back and look at it. I told you I might need to consider the midlines, something for the midlines. And looks like I do. There is something going on with these midlines. And that's what Richard was saying on his, but he saw it on the other chart. Well, this might be a fair value gap though. Just a very thin one. No, it wouldn't have started right here. Wouldn't have started right here in the middle of nowhere. An artifact. An artifact. But I don't like this here. I am going to change this color just so I can make sure that that's not giving me something from the bullish version. Let's unpin this. Then I really do need to get off. I'll look at some more of this later. And if you're interested in it and you want me to continue to work it, then just let me know and I will continue to work it. But in the meantime, I will save. Again, just trying to make sure I have that balance. So if nobody is that much interested in this thing, then I will move along. High midline, bear, color, red. I'll move along and I'll do something else with my time. Okay. Was it eye midline, bear color? Eye midline, bear color. Where are our midlines at? Here. This is the bearish eye midline, bear color. New color? I think I did new color here. All right, let's do new color bear equals color dot from name midline bear color, and we need new color bear. We'll go ahead and put that here, new color bear, but it needs to New color bear. Here. It'll be a color, new color bear, null. Okay, verify. All right, what we got? What we got? Did I not put a comma over here? Nope. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is red, but it's up too high. All right, so. And this seems right. That price is too high. Mid price bear equals low minus the. But like I said, I kind of had to go through it with this before with the mathematics on it. All right, so the low of 2 bars ago minus the current high times the retracement factor. And let's make sure that retracement factor isn't over 100. No, it's 50. 66. Okay. Times our retracement factor divided by 100. That's going to be this times this. That low of 2 ago minus that number. And why does this look like it's coming up to be a negative number then? Low of 2 ago minus the high. Oh, you know what? Did I not put the right? Yeah, mid price. So when I did the price for the trend line, for the mid line, I was not referencing the mid price of bear. I was referencing the mid price of the bullish line that just happened prior. So mid price bear. And that's why I say, I mean, you got to be able, God almighty. All right, let's see. Let's do this one more time. Mid price bear. Got to be able to figure some stuff out, guys. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, and everything looks pretty now. Everything is pretty. Everything is in its place. Everything is pretty in its place. All right, now for that, I am out because this is a job well done. Guys, I'm Eric. I've been your host of Success Over Stress. Now for some family time. Peace. Oh, yeah, I'm out. Peace.